Boom! What up? What up, everybody? Early 5 p.m. on a Thursday. Who doesn't want to stream? Hope everyone's doing well. Let me pull up the chat here because apparently I can't see it. How do I do that? I always remember when it's too late. I remember here. Window, YouTube, chat. Boom. Here we go. No comments. Love that. All right, hey everybody. Today we're gonna Kim Jung Gi, Road to Kim Jung Gi, episode 9. We got some Kim Jung Gi drawing in the background for inspiration, and let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens. What's up, Lumiere and Hard Bread? Hard Bread, love that. Yo, Illusory. What up? What up? What up? What up? Let me know if the audio is okay. Yeah, let's draw. I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna try a horse. Let's see if yeah, I don't know if my audio is actually good. Let me know. Bro can draw. Hopefully, that's the plan. I am Mobius. I wish. I'm trying to have fun. Who let me have fun? I'm trying to have fun with these drawings. Not take... In preparation for a class that I'm launching, read the thing right below my camera. In preparation for any classes, I tend to take drawing so seriously and get in this very like, I'm not prepared, I'm not ready for the responsibility of teaching people type of mindset, which is funny because that just makes your drawings worse. So I'm trying to take it a bit easier. Something I want to make a video about or talk about is like, if you're feeling imposter syndrome or you're feeling that you're not good enough, it's usually not true. It's usually like, well, I think artists just are hard on themselves. But the way to get through that is to outwork the doubt, man. Like, draw so much that there's no possible way you could, like, you are the best version of yourself possible. Usually doubt creeps in when you aren't doing what you can, because if you tried your absolute best, you're not going to have doubt. You're just going to be like, yeah, it was impossible for me. Literally, I just could not do the job. So I'm trying to adopt that approach and just draw a lot. Funnily enough, look at that. I'm improving when I'm drawing a lot. And that's, if you're improving, you feel like, oh, maybe I do deserve this thing. Yeah, so the answer at the end of the day, draw more. If you feel like you're not good enough, draw more. You'll probably lose that feeling. And if that doesn't change anything, drawing can be your therapy. So either way, drawing more isn't going to hurt anybody. I've been listening to a lot of Dominic Fike recently, guys. Finally, an earlier live. Yes, I've been hearing you guys. I've been aware of that. Hey, Alexander, you're on the list for that class. Love to hear that. It's coming out soon. Let me know what you think. I'm changing the scope of it because it's a drawing for imagination workshop, but drawing for imagination, I mean, that's a lot of stuff. So what is the real focus? What is something that in 8 weeks someone can say they took away from the class? I'm going to teach you how to sort of draw anatomy and think through forms and figures as a 8-week idea. Don't mind that I copied someone else's drawing. Yeah, I'm going to focus on this. By the end of the 8 weeks, you should be able to know how to develop poses for your imagination, develop head drawings, and work through your anatomy like that. That's for imagination. So that's the new scope for the class. Hopefully that sounds like something you want to participate in. It'll be from May 16th to July 4th. For anybody interested, you can sign up in the waitlist below. What do I have? video release tomorrow. Okay. What are we doing today? I don't know. We're drawing a weird horse. Do you ever do full construction like in Scott Robertson's How to Draw book, or just intuitive stuff? Sometimes I do full construction. I recently did a, this is for an upcoming video, but I think I can literally show you guys by dropping it into OBS, something I found out recently. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see, some full construction stuff. That means I have to go to, it'll be here. I did, so I'm excited for this will be a video coming up in 2 weeks. By the way, guys, I'm posting one video every week now, because I realized, why can't I? Like, I'm just not. I totally could. So full construction looks something like, let's see if I can drop this in. Boom. Ah, it's on the screen. Isn't that cool? So that's sort of the extent of construction that I do. And then that becomes, let's see, that becomes this. I'm assuming you guys can see this on the screen. I don't know if you can. That becomes this. So, yeah, so this is like dynamic sketching. I'm making a video about that upcoming, but yeah, you kind of take that approach, but that's as much as I construct. I can kind of construct in theory, but not too well. Although I know how to like measure. I don't know how to measure. I don't know how to draw like a perfect cube, honestly. It's largely intuitive, but let's see if we can't. Horse ears, weird shape. It's just hard to get their shape right. I don't know why. Boyan K has great like uses of line. This is a weird, maybe I need to extend that. Let's see what we can do about that horse. So this will need to be maybe brought down. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've been trying to draw a lot more recently. You'd be surprised how little I'm drawing these days, considering that I make drawing videos. But that's it. Videos have been taking time, but I don't want to fall into that trap of just making videos about drawing without drawing. So recently I've been getting my game on lock and then trying to draw more. Let's see what some comments got to say. Already making kota. I don't know what kota is, but been trying to think about form more. Been trying to do everything more, apparently. More and more and more. Isn't that the way things go? We'll figure out the shading later. Alright, here we got a horse doing some horse-like things. Here we go. Horses, low-key overrated. Like, they're not... I don't know. I think people should be riding cows. Sorry for my Indian viewers. No disrespect to the cow. Bro, you're looking like Sakuragi from Slam Dunk. I don't know who that is, but I assume that the dude looks like a punk. I'll assume. This part of the neck should be thinner, I think. Or this part of the neck should be thicker. Horses, weird, man. I've been studying horses recently, so hopefully we can create something a bit more natural. Question, love your art, just joined. Hey, Driax, pretty cool. Do you at least do a little visualization when you draw, or is it all reaction to the paper? It's all reaction to the paper. It's all figuring out, another video I'm going to make, is all figuring out what possibilities are available with the lines you've already put down. Because every line you put down limits the natural possibilities that, like the pose for this head only allowed a certain amount of possible poses for the horse. There's only a certain amount of places that this head could be, that the neck could come out of it. I'm going to try to make this dynamic by having this come through. Maybe the perspective will be kind of odd, but maybe cool. Maybe like we have the perspective come through and this hair flails out. Like this. Ooh! Huh, I mean, yeah. Why did I drop that? Ooh, my bad. Ooh. I mean, yeah, that's pretty dope. Not bad. Pretty cool. And I'm learning that a lot of energy comes from exaggerating the shapes of the base form. Like if I can play with the cylindrical roundness of the tummy, I can really exaggerate the horse's forms. At least contrast it to the boxiness of the hips. Now, how are we gonna foreshorten these legs? I don't know. I haven't studied the legs that much. There's the knee. Working with a ballpoint pen does allow me to sort of find my shapes because I can always hide the construction in shadow and stuff. So I'm not operating very fast today. My brain's fried for some reason. Let's try to get some texture in here too. We'll bring this one close. Overlap a little bit. So if this is coming straight at us, maybe it could be bent slightly forward. Like that. Hello, Jelly. Got that big green laughing. Oh yes, I was just talking about you going live. Oh hell yeah. You know, Thursday, early Thursday. I was thinking about you too. I was hoping you'd watch. Jelly, best viewer. No one else sends green emojis. I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. I'm doing very, very good. How are you doing? It's always good that I'm drawing on a Thursday afternoon. Better than anything else. Hi, Obi Gonzalez. What is the best exercise you would recommend to start my art journey? I don't think there is a particular best exercise to start your journey. Actually, maybe silhouette drawing. Look at objects around you and draw them, but just draw the silhouette. How much time do you spend drawing? It varies from day to day. If I got my shit on lock, then probably like 2 to 3 hours a day. Maybe more if I have my stuff on lock for real. But like if I'm on a holiday, it'll be probably more. Although if I'm at work, this should be what I'm doing anyway. So yeah, I'd say like it's very easy for me to get out into a like into just not being locked in and sleeping in late and faffing around every day. So in those cases, I don't draw a lot. I'm alright. Seems like I got your sickness though. I'm experiencing postnatal drip and sleep deprivation, but it'll pass. That sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you caught it from my stream. I hope you feel better soon. I hope you're getting Gatorade and good food. Hello, question. Is your way to study bodies, heads, etc. box form make it more complex? Yes, exactly. How much does a boot camp cost? I don't have the specific price yet, but it'll probably range probably $1,000 on the as a it's a standard 800 to 1200, somewhere in that range. But when I decide, it'll be on the website, so I'll surely let you guys know when that happens. Workshops aren't cheap, but they're effective. Although the most effective thing is drawing, so if you're gonna join and not. Patreon content's helpful. Love that. What else do you want to see? Because what have you found the most helpful on the Patreon? Because that's sort of, I'm trying to figure out what I should sort of standardize the Patreon to. I'm trying to figure out what's the most helpful. Is the hoof going to be pointing forward? I think so. Okay, we have a hoof coming at us. Pam, thank you. Lots of tea and Gatorade. Really enjoy the worksheets for the 25 exercises. It's a nice reference. Hell yeah. Hey, Christian, what up? We pop in and out. Probably lots of stuff to do. This horse is very expressive. Awesome. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well too. I'm glad you came in. Thank you. Repeat the same thing multiple ways is best how I learned, so keep it up, lol. Sweet. I mean, yeah, most advice is the same thing. It just needs repeating. How you doing, Christian? I saw you were at, I'm assuming you're not at the, I don't know which convention it was at, but the one that Rembert was at. I don't really do abstract drawing. I'm not for abstract stuff, I can't lie. I like the technical mastery of drawing, not the artistic. I'm not very artistically sensitive, truthfully. Just technique stuff is what appeals to me. Question, the request drawing idea video is up for a few hours. Have you drawn them? Not yet. I'm going to record that probably next week, maybe this week. I'm trying to launch the pre-sale of the drawing course this week. That'll be available for, I've been waiting, I've been putting that off for months. I was supposed to launch that. I was supposed to teach it this month, but I won't teach it till May. And then I'm gonna do that video, drawing from imagination. As mentioned, I'm gonna try to post a video every week from now on, so expect a bit more, just because I can. Weirdly, one video every 2 weeks made it so that I was sort of overthinking and procrastinating a lot more than I had to. When I decide to do one video every week, I'm just gonna be a bit more locked in. Something I'm trying to work on with my posing is always having story poses. This is something that Tom Fox talks about in his new book. Always trying to create something that feels dynamic and in action. And that's just a choice, really. I mean, you got to follow some principles of gesture and stuff. Having contrasting angles, drawing things in motion, maybe having characters that feel alive. But generally, it's an awareness of not getting lost in a stiff pose and trying to think about what. So, for example, here, what could I do to make this pose somewhat more alive? I could have it interact somehow. I could have, maybe I could have it squish, make it look like this horse is squeezing into this character. Sometimes even having a hand in a unique position rather than default, like just open, can feel like there's some life to this. So maybe that hand being closed and the shoulder being squished might do that. Like, ugh. Oh, my camera's cooked. Proko, what? Hey. Hello. Hi, Stan or Stefan. Yeah, I'm excited. The drawing course has changed a lot. So it's not a drawing. I've reduced the scope of it a lot because, as you well know, I was out of my depths. I was a little scared. So yeah, I'm so glad you had the time to stop by, though. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'm excited. The course is gonna be still yet to pull the trigger on it, but once I'm in that territory of having opened the seats, then I gotta teach it. So I'm just gonna jump into the deep end and do it. When art becomes not a goal of money, but a transmitter of passion, I believe money is the byproduct of skill and vision. Bars. That's great. Looks like the face cam froze. Yeah, it's gonna be great, and people are gonna get a lot out of it, man. Thank you. That means a lot. Hey, you guys heard it. You guys heard it first. Holy. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's easy to be at once put to peace and very nervous when Proko says it. If I'm gonna trust anyone, I will trust that you're a good vet for quality. So, hey there, sir. I've been practicing a lot and was wondering if you can give tips on drawing the trapezius and the la. Bro is winning. Seriously, holy crap! What a blessing. The last and pectoral is major. The lats and pectoralis major. Think about making a YouTube channel. Listen, I would give tips on anatomy, but we literally have the anatomy teacher right here, and I'm gonna poop my pants if I have to do it in front of Proko. So can you zoom the camera? That I can do. That I will do. The big man Proko, true. Yeah, if you guys need anatomy tips, click the Proko TV button and go check it there. I can try. Listen, I gotta just for the honor of having an anatomy teacher here, I gotta try. Okay, here we go. Stan, if you're watching, don't. This is not gonna be great. Let's see. Okay, how do I? Let's see the question. I'm wondering if you can give tips on drawing the trapezius and the lats. Okay. So I like to construct the. Yeah, I got this. Holy. Okay, so I like to construct the basic volumes first out of the box, just so you know the perspective is correct, because there's not a huge value to learning the detail of the muscles and the anatomy if you're not getting the structure, the overall perspective right. So here we have our just rough box perspective. This is what, I won't judge, lol. This is a biggie. Why do you always stream when I gotta record? So we have the basic volumes down, and I want you to think of the rib cage. The rib cage obviously is in a box, so it's not an adequate endpoint here. So the first thing we're going to do to the rib cage is find the midpoints of these boxes and then cut a curve into them. Now this will give us the round shape of the rib cage, but also these are our clavicles. The clavicles are important because they're a bone structure that affect our view. So you'll see here, when we have this curve instead of this corner, what it does is it gives us the angle that the human body actually looks like. So you see, by having this curve, we get a bit closer to that sense of rotation that the chest has. You can see just like that, we will get something a bit more natural. But the second thing that the clavicles give us is the starting point for the shoulders. And in this view, we don't really see how that helps, but let's continue. So we have the shoulders. From the top view, you're gonna add this circle. That's gonna be our neck. It sort of juts out. This view isn't the best. I see. It's not revealing too much, but let's see it from a more like 3/4 angle here. So the clavicles do something like this. That gives us the more curved view of the chest, which is just useful for the realism of our anatomy. Like this. Something like this. Right? And now the harder part is getting the neck and the trapezius to look right. Generally, you're going to think of a triangular piece like this. Just getting a triangular piece on top of, in between the shoulder and the neck. So in this view, it's going to look something like this. But here, it's going to look something like that. And the triangular piece connects somewhere to the back of the head. We don't see it in any of these views. But so this is like the basic structure breakdown. As we draw this more intuitively, the thing you're gonna look for is, let's see, I'm just gonna draw this like I would and see if there's something I can point out. I'm nervous, guys. I'll be so for real. Let's see here. So the traps have this wide point in the middle, and then they taper when it connects to the back of the head and connects to the shoulder, like this. The pecs, you need to understand the collarbone because the pecs connect to the collarbone like this. So in about 3 places, it kind of has this, like, Hampton uses the analogy of drawing the pecs like this, this fish, where the pecs connect, although I don't remember what the other side, what the tail of the fish was in Hampton's analogy. We feature stylized, let's see, we largely teach fundamentals. I have a question on why Proko always focuses on realistic. Proko says, we largely teach fundamentals. We talk about realism as a baseline. They're the hardest and frankly least sexy thing to teach. So people tend to ignore them in teaching online. We don't. Yeah, that's great. You got to start from the basics, but yeah, their design and character and like stylized stuff is always the most fun. We feature stylized artists as well, but people will get more of that stylization talk from other more specific teachers. We can teach every stylistic approach, but we teach the basics for all. I think this guy might have a future in teaching art. He knows his stuff. What about backgrounds? I'm curious about it. Is Michael Hampton suitable for a beginner to learn from, like his book or course? I think so. I've heard opposite, but it's always hard to know what it means, like what beginners are able to understand. I think Hampton is super beginner friendly. I found it to be the most approachable figure drawing book. I started with, well, I bought Bridgman's book a long time ago, but I think Bridgman is notoriously difficult to understand. But Hampton's book is good because it starts with, like, a beginner can copy this. A beginner can copy that. I think it's super approachable. Like, you can just copy. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy to copy, but I don't think anatomy is a very super beginner-friendly concept generally, but anyway, anatomy stuff aside, the interesting thing is this is what I'll be focusing on in my in my workshop. I've lowered the scope of it. It's going to be drawing from imagination focused, but what that really means is structure focused, because if you're going to draw from imagination, you're just going to be doing a lot of structure drawing and construction. It'll take from Hampton and Tom Fox and Peter Hahn's book. And yeah, it'll focus on helping you to basically go from this to this. And over 8 weeks, we'll focus on going in depth on the mannequin, in depth on anatomy, in depth on a bit of rendering, clothing, props, etc. Anyway, let's get back to our weird drawing here. Yeah, it goes both ways. You might have a different way of thinking than Hampton. That's just an approach thing. Tyr might translate it in a way that works for you more than direct from Hampton. Find who works for you. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all the same concept. It's all the same like material that teachers are explaining. I generally, like with Proco in the chat and all these fantastic teachers, I've been like, why should I teach at all if there's better artists? But the interesting thing is some people resonate with like a more student approach, because I remember thinking this when I learned perspective, is the perspective books that I was reading, it felt like if you're a tenured professional, you might not be able to relate to the absolute like beginner questions that you can't even, like a professional can't even relate to some of the questions or struggles or ways of thinking that a beginner has about perspective, that they'll ask questions that a pro won't be able to address because they just don't remember. It's been like years since they've struggled that way. What is Poker doing here? Is this a sponsor stream? Nah, Poker's just hanging out on a Thursday, man. I don't know. It's just a blessing. We can get pretty technical even if I put all my fart jokes in, lol. Even if you get Skelly in there. It's not medical teaching, but some might need it delivered differently. It can be sponsored. Yo, guys, check out Proco. I don't know if they've got any sales going on right now, but I will give my my shout outs if the desire's there. We have a 20% sneaky code. Let's go. Will the check an exclusive code? April Fool's 10 is the code. There you go, guys. Get 20% off any Proco course. Oh, hell yeah. Look at this. What the heck? Yeah, we do have the goats today. Awesome. Finally ordered his book 2 days ago. Anything important to know before I start the book? I don't know. I'm excited you got the book. It's been fun to look through. Anything important to know? I don't think so. The book in question is Tom Fox's drawing clothed characters. The important thing to know is you're not going to learn from it if you're not applying it outside of reading it. Like, you have to try it. So right now I'm like applying what I've learned is like trying to draw clothed characters. But that's true with everything. Like, you have to, I think you'll learn a lot more when you try it on your own. That's kind of like the ideal student, I feel like, is someone who will take the course material and then do more with it. Don't just do the homework, like apply it. Hello, Proco. Where do you recommend to start anatomy with the bones, particularly the skull? Now, if Proco wants to respond, I'll. Yeah, I was just gonna say he's got a whole YouTube channel about it. So, but don't go there until after the stream. Real one, real one. No, it's okay. You can play both at the same time. Talk about the Pringles technique. Not sure if you realize this as well. I don't know what the Pringles technique is. I use a Pringle for drawing a saddle. That's the closest I know about it. Do you imagine the entirety of drawing before you start drawing it, or is it as I draw? Yeah, I think that's like a misconception of drawing from imagination, is that people think there's like an image that I'm or the artists are fulfilling from their imagination, but at least for me, it's, and as far as I understand, most people who are drawing from imagination, it's just like operating within the limitations you've given yourself. Like once I put something down, there's only a few, like this. There's only a few angles this horse's leg is possibly going to be, because it has to follow the perspective and the bone structure that I've already laid down. So it's more like, what would it be like? I don't know. It feels like working your way through a puzzle, not trying to remember stuff. That's the fun of it too. Every time I draw, I don't know what I'm going to come up with. I just know my main priority is trying to maintain the illusion of form and depth, and not detract from that. I think this might look more dynamic if it was this way. Like that. You see, like, you can make changes as you go, but yeah, ultimately, what dictates the success of these is whether I feel like I have a good sense of depth and form. So I'm going to do some stuff to try to push that. And all right, I'm going to watch silently now. thanks for coming. Wow, honored. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words and the trust in my teaching ability. Everybody, if you want to get a Proco course, then I'm gonna write the code real quick. Not a sponsored stream, but we gotta take this. Get your savings on April Fools. April Fools 10 for 20% off any Proco course. So guys, say goodbye to Stan, and yeah, thank you for watching. What a blessing. I think this is great shapes to visualize volume. I think it's a great shape to visualize volume in normal direction. I need another video on anatomy from you. Shoot, I'm trying to study anatomy diligently so that I can sort of make some adequate tutorials. We're getting closer every day. Trying to work on my textures too. Let's give this a texture. Always crazy when Proco joins the stream. Insane. Blessed, man. I don't know how it doesn't feel real every time, but recommendations for learning how to add values to figures. Ooh, yes. If you're gonna add volume to a figure, it's no different than adding volume to anything else. And you gotta, okay, so here, we have a figure that's unvolumed. The main thing is, if you're gonna add shading, the depth is decided by your contour line, by lines that are drawn on the figure. See how if we follow a contour consistent with the curvature of this object, it makes the object feel like it comes out of the paper a little bit more. And the more lines that we adhere to that pattern, the more volume you're going to get, as opposed to a circle that just has flat shading. That doesn't mean flat shading doesn't add some volume, it does, but it's always going to be stronger when you have contour lines that follow the figure. So here, if you want to add volume to this, the first thing is to decide the contour and the perspective. So here we have the perspective, because if we trace these 2 feet like this, we have our perspective. This is the indication of like an object on a straight line is going to be something like this. That means, and if you sort of look at the hips, horizon line is going to be somewhere here, something like this. This is a little bit wrong, but point is we have these lines now, like this, and now our contour lines will want to follow this perspective. That means that a line here indicating the thigh is going to be almost like this, whereas as it goes down, it'll be like this. Understanding the volume and the perspective here is useful, because as we add contour, what we're going to do is decide where the shadow shape is going to be, where, like, let's say the light's coming from this side. We're going to add shadow along this whole side. And this line, what it's technically called is our terminator. This is the darkest part of our shadow. This will be relevant later, but now we're going to take this line and then we're going to hatch like this, like feather a line along it, little dashes, except I want you to have the dashes in the direction of the perspective. So when it's down here, it's going to curve downward like this. And you're just going to have it follow the direction of the perspective. And by doing that, you're going to emphasize the form a lot more. And so like this, following along. Now down here, I'm going to change the direction because the form's going a different direction. Anyway, we have this. We can see, we can come up with a shape like this. Now there's more going on underneath the surface. You sort of have to understand how what shape you're going to get with the anatomy. But point is, let's say I have something figured out. Like that's the shape. Once you have this weird like marked out line, that acts as our terminator. The rest can be simplified into this basic hatching. That's how I do it, just because it saves you time. Once you decide the terminator, then you can just go straight with your up and down hatching. It saves you quite a bit of time, like this. And then I just wipe it all. And when you wipe it all, it kind of gives some volume, or it gives a softer look to it. But that's how you can add some volume. So you see when I'm not doing the long hatching lines, you can still do that, and just by adding a line on the where the terminator shadow would be, you're giving some volume to a form, right? Because this is a cylinder, sure, but if you add some indication of value on the side, it really gives it a sense of volume. So that's how you would add shading and form to an object. Do you smudge the ink? Yeah. Piece of anatomy you think would impress people by knowing the name? I think if I know the name, it's not that impressive. Although the one that sounds impressive is like, I think any anatomy, any anatomical name sounds relatively impressive. I don't think it matters where. Like adductor longus sounds pretty cool. Extensor carpi radialis longus. Yeah, any of the longest stuff sounds weird. Sounds cool. Isn't the terminator the line between the light and dark values? Yeah, so the terminator is going to be the darkest part of the shadow. And the reason that the line has the darkest part is because it doesn't have any of the bounce light from the reflected side of the shadow, and it's just far into the just away from the light. How did Kim Jung Gi manage to learn how to draw? I think he just drew all the time. Terminates the light, that's true. I tried to get your discount code for the membership a few weeks ago and I couldn't get it to work. Any chance you could help me? I don't know why it didn't work. Yeah, I kept getting that. I don't know. I'm apparently a dinosaur with this mentorship stuff. But I'm going to say right now, I don't think I'm taking any more mentorship students. I should close that. Because I'm preparing for the workshop. And honestly, if you're going to do the mentorship, you should just do the workshop. I'm usually repeating the same thing in every class, to be honest. So I'm just going to group the classes. How do you look up references without getting lost online? Yeah, read a book. No more doom scroll. I look online and I doom scroll. I get on Instagram to look at one artist and then I'm lost in the sauce for like 30 minutes and I forget what I was trying to do. It's not good. My earphone died. I used to always think about perspective accuracy. It's when you learn to let go and rely on perspective intuition is when I think I truly improved. Yeah, there's a certain level. Hydrate. Stretch. I should hydrate. Good call. There's no math in the proportioning. It's just eyeing it out. I suck. I literally failed math. Like grade 10 math cooked me up, man. It's about just being able to see stuff. So much of like drawing right is downstream of seeing what's actually there and not making stuff up. It's just that part is hard to do. But that's why silhouette drawing, to go back to the original, one of the original questions asked was, like, what should you practice first? Silhouette drawing, bruh. Silhouette drawing. Get your eye on the right page first. I gotta get my values on lock because they suck. They really do suck. But my friend Athoro is he paints, so he's got that intuition of value groups. We see this is ugly. Oh, I'm not even drawing on the page. Let's see what we can do here. Just create depth. So we have a horse here. Let's see if we can't add this. Like that. Should we add another leg back here? Sure. Why not? What's it gonna look like? Maybe something like this. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. You gotta make noises. The reason you're struggling to draw is because you're not making enough cool noises. You gotta go when you try to get something dynamic. It goes. Any good resources for learning brush pens? There's no learning the brush. I don't know. Like there's some things you just can't learn. It's like any good resources for learning how to do a good roundhouse kick. You just gotta do roundhouse kicks, man. Like there's no, it's literally just use I didn't learn how to use the brush pen by watching anything. You just use it's like any good tips on learning how to write with your non-dominant hand. Yeah, do it. Do it enough that it's muscle memory. It's fully your body adapting to a new mechanical habit. There's no technique that you have to really learn. As far as I know, I never searched up anything about like drawing with a brush pen. It's just moving your hand. I think we've done a very good job of like complicating art more than it needs to, when at the end of the day, it's, if you're not improving, try to double your output. Then you'll probably improve. If you're struggling with something, stick with it. You'll probably improve. Very few, and then if it's a knowledge gap, you're not missing information. You just haven't understood the information you've already learned. Like, one book, I have like 30 books here. One book would have been enough. One book that I just stuck with would have been enough. If you need anatomy, you don't need more than one book. Other methods might resonate with you at different stages, but they're all going to say the same thing in different ways. It's just how many ways do you need to hear the same information until it clicks. And that's the thing. But it's not like there's information that that you don't have that would somehow resonate. For some reason, I didn't understand how to draw ellipses for 10 years, even though Proco made a video about it like 6 years ago. And the video has all the information I would ever need, except today it makes sense to me, except 6 years ago it didn't. It just didn't make sense to me. I don't know why. I didn't know I couldn't fathom what a minor axis was. And now I'm like, oh, of course. But sometimes things just don't click, and it's weird. It's weird that there's just like a holding period where your brain needs to go, I'm just going to hold on. Like, you just need to repeat it and repeat it, repeat the same thing over and over until your brain gets it. And there's no information you're missing. There's no, I don't think it's talent. I think, talent might be how quickly you can pick it up, but I think it's just like rewiring your thinking, and the best way to do that is just reps. Just do it. Just try whatever you want to do today. Just keep drawing. How many hours, or about how many hours do you draw a week? I don't know. It really varies on, like, so I got this book. I need to write the dates. I got this book last week, so there's not a lot of drawings here, but I mean, I did this. Oh, you guys remember this. If you were watching, the last stream was, where was the last stream? Was a few days ago, and it was here. This was the 27th, so it's the first, the second. So there's 5 days I did this. Probably in the last week I did maybe 15 hours. I've been drawing a lot more this week, though, in preparation for some work. Let's draw some anatomy. See what we can think of. I want to do something dynamic. I didn't start off with a very dynamic. Let's do... Are y'all going to Lightbox? Any Lightboxers? I think I'm gonna... I want to do some like street interviews. So if you guys are coming and you want to be part of a video, I might ask you some questions. That'd be cool. What's the size of the sketchbook? Like A5. So we have, what's all this about then? We have this here, like that's our, is the body gonna go forward? I guess so. It's gonna go like this. Well, let's give this, we're gonna do like a wrestler. I want to have fun. Let me have fun. I want to have fun with the forms. I'm being too, way too safe with my shapes instead of just pushing stuff and just seeing what. Throw shit at the wall, man. Let's see. Takes a little bit of time to warm up and get, but even just to get the confidence. So I'm gonna. But I'm ready. I'm ready to be brave. Let's do it. Boom. We're gonna do a old luchador. I don't know what their masks are like, so I'm just gonna. I guess this is Batman inspired because this guy has a Batman print on his face. Here we go. Boom. Boom. And he's wearing a cape, so, and I don't think. Why'd I give myself a cape to have to draw? Now you're gonna have to work out the. Okay, maybe this is just Batman. Maybe this is a superhero and not a luchador. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Because now I have a cape to work with and. Okay. Yeah, I guess this is just like. This is just like retirement home Batman. Or it could just be regular Batman. Could be. Could be. Let's add some. Hey, hold on. Hold on. We might be cooking. Who let me cook? Okay. Could just be Batman. Could just be Batman. Let's see. What will it cost to join your boot camp? I think $1,000. I think $1,000 will be the price. Same as my mentorship. 8 weeks. Hey, do you think you'd ever make a video on how to draw hands from your imagination? I don't know. It's not in the books right now, but I don't think I know how to do that very well, so. Hey, Broken Draw, I have a question as an animation student. In animation, we are pushed to be super rough and quick, but this practice is more deliberate and final. How do you keep a balance between the two? Well, I don't animate. So I don't. It's like purpose-based. What are you training for? If you have in animation, your job is to be quick and loose because you have to create like 200 frames a day if you're doing like a traditional workflow. So, and you're not the last person to work on that frame. You're just doing the roughs and someone's going to go clean it up anyway. So you, you'd be wise to work quick and get the gesture right. For me, that's not my approach. I can't make mistakes. Well, I can make mistakes, but I only have one pass at this. So for me, prioritizing being diligent and slow and making sure I'm picking the right line is the priority. It all depends on what. Ooh, he's got like a lot of bumps over there. It all depends on what you're optimizing for. Oh, I low-key cooked up his butt. I don't know why I gave it that shape. But we'll see. See, I make fart jokes too. We'll see what we can do here. I gotta get the perspective. Sometimes perspective starts like turning away from you and you have to force it back. Get back here, dude. Okay, that's okay. I don't think I've drawn a pose like that before, so that's pretty cool that I can. Yeah, this is Batman now, I guess. I guess we've drawn Batman. This looks like a manta ray though. A stingray, not a bat. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't know why I gave the bat such a long tail. Boom. Bing, bang, boom. We got it. The anatomy is cooking low-key, though. It is getting better day by day. Let's give this waistband some love. Pause. Boom. 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 Waistband. What else? Some abs in this. Yeah, get those abs in there. Get the hatching down. Boom. What am I even drawing, bro? What is this? Let's see. Ziggy Simpson. Why do we got so many Ziggies and Viggies and Triggies in the chat? I know so many. Did you see the new Kim Jung Gi sketch tour by Hyunjin Kim? I saw it as a preview on my Instagram, but I didn't watch the whole thing yet. Or you just lock in on drawing. Facts. Don't take it the bad way, but you look like a divorced father, bro. Well, thanks. Is it the tank top and the shaved head and the wine in the afternoon? We day drink here. It's a Thursday. What do you mean? Pope Francis, what up? Hi, Broken Draw. Just came to say you actually look good with that hairstyle. See, those are the comments that I like to hear. That's an insane thing to say. Oh, it's Hodstrad too. Hey, Hodstrad, big H. It's I. Hodstrad, a real one. We're not strangers. That's Hodstrad. You guys misunderstand. Hodstrat. Do you think drawing only with ink creates bad habits since you can't correct your mistakes? No, I think you can correct your mistake. Like, I can correct my mistakes here. I think not correcting your mistakes creates bad habits. I think drawing with pencil creates bad habits too. I think it's just like anything can come with its ups and downs. You got to find out the biggest problem you're having and then figure out that specific solution. I don't know who I was watching that said they're getting reluctant giving any advice because there's always the reversal of it, but that's so true. It's like, yeah, I don't want to, like, someone who uses a pencil could be making too many mistakes and not fixing them because the pencil allows you to stay in sketch territory the whole time. So you could say, hey, you should use a pen, but someone with a pen could be ignoring all their mistakes and cementing in bad habits. It's really just, this is why feedback and personalized critique is so important for your growth, because everybody reacts to the same information differently. So the question is, who's your David Goggins? Who is going to get you into the place you need to be to make change? Right? You can have any variety of David Goggins you need in your life. But it remains the same. You need someone to help get you out of a rut, critique you, and help you get to the next level. So, I don't know. We got Batman in the joint. Yo, I didn't know. I didn't know about this. This is actually pretty good. What? I impress myself, man. I impress myself sometimes. Thank you, Big T. Yeah, Big H and I go back. Oh, it's back. I have a bro in my life, and I don't know if leaving him on my phone every day and focus on draw. I have a bro in my life. I don't know what that means. Is that the same as like my bro in my life? I have a brother. Bro, with the amount of pages you did in 2 days, you definitely my David Goggins. Let's go. No, I'm like David Goggins while he was still fat. And one day I'll become the David Goggins, hopefully, but we don't know yet. I'm David Goggins pre-David Goggins. Some people like that too. Some people like because the thing is, I mean, I'm blessed beyond belief that people have gravitated towards my channel and I've been able to make drawing a living. But the thing is, I'm not gonna like. You're gonna find better education and better examples and better everything everywhere else. I'm glad you guys are resonating with me, but like, I know that, yeah, I don't know. There are better David Goggins, you know. But that's the thing. You also don't. What am I? I'm getting lost in this analogy. Do you have tips on how to make art? You're beyond ripe. That's. I don't know if I want to hear that. I don't know if I want to read that again. But and now I'm not saying this to be like a pick me. I'm not saying this to be like ugh. I suck at drawing. But let's be objective here. Like, and I'm not saying. Listen, I'm gonna say all these things, and I still want you guys to join my workshop, and I still want you guys to learn from me. But I'm not a professional. Like, I'm not a professional. I can help you because there's still levels to this game, and it's like if you're not college level in terms of art, if you haven't drawn for like 3 years plus, or if I don't know, like I'm not saying I'm not good at drawing, but I'm saying I'm not a professional. Like, there are professionals who people pay to draw, and there's the level below that, which is like you can draw, but nobody's asked me to make a comic for them. I'm not a Marvel comic artist. If I was that quality, I might have made a comic for Marvel, you know? What am I saying all this for? Um, just to just to recognize that if you're looking for like the deepest knowledge, you're not gonna find it here. But if you resonate with my like approach and you still find value here, then that's awesome. I'm so glad. Ooh, yeah, gotta add ambient occlusion. Zelinky. Well, well, well. We got another YouTube legend out here. Damn. We just got. How many is that today? Zelinky. We got Proco here like an hour ago. We're cooking. We're cooking on the YouTube algorithm today. YouTube has just gone like, yeah, we're just gonna show this to YouTube legends. Well, well, well. How you doing, Zelinky? I don't think I know your real name. I don't know if you want to air that out on live chat, but I think if you draw, is you hand on the sketchbook or is like you hand on the air and you draw? Nah, I'm gonna let you recalibrate that question because is that bro is cooking when you coming out to the U's. Y'all gotta calibrate this stuff before you send it, man. Read it once. When you come to the USA, my bad. October. If you're not that level you strive for, people behind you on the path will appreciate your insights. Plus, it makes more relatable. Big T in a Proco video. Shoot. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Yeah, I mean, it's only going up. The good thing is I'm not going to get worse at drawing. So, I always think if I'm not there yet, I'll get there one day. And I'm already blessed enough that people watch and people learn. So yeah, shoot. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just warning you guys. Like, learn from the goats, you know. I just get scared. Like, funnily enough, I have like mentorships open, and I've been getting some like legit professionals, and I'm like, bro, I don't know how I can help. I don't know how I can help you. This in my assessment of things, it's that artists across the board undervalue their own like skill, which I might be doing now, but it's weird. It's very weird. I worry about what this is gonna sound like. Streams are gonna be tough because my YouTube videos, I suspect, can age fine because I scripted them and I watched them. But streams are tough because I'm gonna watch this back and it's just like off the top of my head. It's just my personality or something. But sometimes I think I come off like I'm compliment baiting. Where it's like, man, I suck. And I'm gonna watch this back and I'm gonna be like, dog, what is he talking about? Do you have any tips on how to deal with fear of failure? Tips to deal with fear of failure. I think you get over fear of failure. You don't get over the fear of failure. I have a huge fear of failure. The tip is to figure out what you're scared of specifically. Try to point that out. Try to write it down. What are you scared of, and what is the worst thing that's going to happen if you do fail? And the way to do it anyway is to commit to working as hard as you can between the time you have to make that choice and now. And if you work as hard as you can, doesn't mean work like you've never worked before. That doesn't mean work like you think you have to. As hard as you can means if you only have 30 minutes in a day to work that day, that's all you have. That was as hard as you could. But if you work as hard as you can, there's no room for doubt and fear to grow, because any reasonable person would say, well, there's no other way. I've done everything I can. And so the fear at that point is just rational, because fear is a good thing. It says, hey, let's be a bit aware that there are things that can go wrong. But when you prepare for them by doing what you can, then the fear has served its purpose. And then you can say, okay, you can leave now. That's what I'm kind of trying to do with these anatomy studies and ramping up my drawing a month and a half before the class, is I'm trying to draw so much that by the time I teach the class, this shit's just been in the back of my eyelids, and I want to look forward to drawing less, not drawing more when the time comes. And my fear, I had a lot of fear teaching the class, or even being like thinking that I will. And I realized a lot of that was downstream of not drawing a lot recently. Ever since the New Year's, I've been focusing on trying to optimize, not even optimize, just get videos out and figuring stuff out on that end, that I've been neglecting the fun of drawing recently. So recently I've just been able to do that a lot more, and as a result I'm a lot less scared, because it's like, oh yeah, I forget, I'm not the best teacher in the world, I'm not the best artist in the world, but I can explain some concepts of I just spilled water on my Kim Jung Gi book. I just spilled water on both my books, bro. No. Yeah, this is the Kim Jung Gi Goon book. Let's be real. You guys got it. My brother opened it the other day and was like, what is this? Oh no, I spilled water on it. But it was very quick. To be frank, with this new haircut, you look older. Yeah. I do look older, don't I? Which is crazy, because people always say I look 17 or something. And I'm 22. Is your hand on the book, or are you not touching it? Oh, I see the question. I get it now. I get it. My hand's on the book. Oh. Let's put the books back on the shelf. Yeah, you're right. I gotta wipe this shit. Excuse my language. I'm gonna get a paper towel and be right back. At least it wasn't the wine. It was just the water. Forbidden belly button book. Facts. They sold that at my college, which was bizarre. I was trying to reach out to you, Broken Draw, but I don't know what the best way to contact is. Where did you reach out? I'm best contacted through email. I'm off Instagram right now. I check it sometimes. like go on my computer if I'm being degenerate and just like check it sometimes, but not. I haven't checked messages in like 2 months. Best social media jumping off point. I don't know. YouTube's the best place to be if you're trying to. Haha, on Insta. Oh, said so last stream, but it got deleted, so I assumed you didn't want people bugging you there. Yeah, I'm not on Instagram. I think I just. I don't know. It's a lot. It's already a lot to check the comments, and I don't want to have to add more stuff to my. I check email every day. Like what kind of world? I have to check like 3 different emails, and I don't like. I don't like it, bro. I feel like a corporate dad. I don't want to check things. I don't like this. We live in a society. Anyway, yeah, email is probably best. All right, so Batman's jumping. Instagram comments are kind of messed up. Oh, I like you. Which comment? I mean, I like cooked up comments. I can't lie. I know sometimes I get a legendary Instagram pull, and I'm like, these comments are about to be crazy. YouTube just doesn't hit like that. I mean, yeah, the comments are ruthless on Instagram. I can't lie. But I do like it. I like seeing it. God damn, these people suck. It's terrible people. I can't lie, but good content. Here we go. Let's get a Batman leg in here. Boom. Alright, we're kind of cooking. I cannot lie. We're kind of cooking. Will you ever move out to Cali or some of the states? I'm trying to go to New York, but the art vibe is too great. Go out to dude. I want to. Like, if I could, I would move to New York. Although I'm not trying to pay $4,000 for a flat in Manhattan. So, but like dream scenario, if money wasn't a thing, I would probably move to New York. I've been there a couple times, and I'm like, that would be hardcore. I got friends in New York too. Everybody there is a creative, it seems. Everyone I know there, at least. Seems awesome. Seems like the place to be. But alas, right now, it is not in the picture. Yo, the anatomy low-key cooking. I think this guy could teach a class. I'm not gonna lie. Is Batman being attacked? No, I think now that you mention it, you've just helped me a lot. I'm gonna add some force to this, and Batman's gonna be kicking someone. Batman's gonna be kicking someone. That's what's gonna happen. Oh, you have done it. Who said that? L and Q4EY. You have inspired a thing for me. Thank you. Batman gonna be kicking someone right in the gut. So as for the visualization, like I have an idea that something's here, but it's already wrong because the foot cannot be here if the belly's here. So I'm gonna have to figure out how. Let's see. I'm gonna have to pull out. Here we go, guys. Don't clip this. I'm gonna have to pull out some. Oh, he'll be getting. Oh, my bad. He'll be getting kicked like. Yeah, the knees gotta be. Yeah, we got it. We figured it out. The knees gotta be like boom, bing, bang. We could make it a kid. Batman could just be kicking the My bad. No, we don't need to do that. Joker getting his knee smashed. What the hell? Kim Jung Gi's son. Shh. Wait, let me get the glasses one day. I don't know where my glasses are. What the hell? Montreal fulfills all my New York wants and needs without the price of rent. Low-key facts. Would you be mad if I bought your mentorship now? Yeah, low-key. I gotta stop saying low-key. My bad. I'm getting brain rotted. I gotta turn it off. I I would be like, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel. I'd be grateful. I'd be excited to meet you. I'd be excited to teach you. I'd be excited to help. I'd be a little nervous because every time someone gets a mentorship, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, how am I gonna help? How am I gonna help them? But I'd also be like, if you know about this mentorship, you should just get the boot camp. Anyway, these are champagne problems. If you're gonna pay me to teach you, I will gladly do so. Let's see here. Knee right there. Ooh. I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. But that's a good leg. Yo, he can draw. Bro can draw. Most of the time when I draw mannequins, the body or the arms look off. I feel you, bruh. I feel you. Most of the time, me too. Shoe came off. Oh, I could have done that. That would have been even more dynamic too. Oh, it could be a ball kick. It could be like, ooh, what can I do here? So we have a leg here. There's not a lot of options going on here. There are always choices. There's always a choice. There's always a choice, Tyrion. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. There's always a choice. No more limiting beliefs, guys. There's always a choice. Let's see what we got here. Let's figure out the perspective first. We could do a nut shot. No, that no, that would be crazy. He can be kicking a weapon. The other shoe can go off. He could be kicking multiple people. No, I'll keep it simple. Ooh, no. Ooh. Okay, we've already got the perspective locked in. We have to see their belly because a foot cannot bend this way. If we're going to see the back, that would just be too weird. So we have to see their front. Maybe I could draw the head and then try to figure out the rest. I'm going to draw the head and try to figure out... No. If I do that, I'm going to be cooked. I'm going to try to just... I'm going to draw the butt and figure out the rest from there. If the butt can be figured out... This reminds me a lot of this drawing right here, if I can find this. I feel what I'm using as mental reference is this. So there's always something like... The more drawings from imagination you look at, the more you're like, okay, we can take that. All roads need to lead to nut shots. Facts. Factual. It's getting darker, can you tell? Okay. So, let's see. I can show more of the back here. Maybe some leg. I can... Yeah, I think I want to show the leg higher up. Like... Yeah, maybe like this. And then... Yeah, buddy. Here we go. Bing, bang, boom. Here we go. Like this. And Maybe the leg is turned to the side. Maybe. We don't know about. I don't know about that. No more yeah buddies in the chat because this is not. This might not be it. Upon further consideration, we might be cooked. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. F's or W's, guys? I don't know. What is the pen? Well, the video I'm making tomorrow will be all about that. So I don't know about giving you guys the spoilers, but I guess this is the Zebra clip-on multi. Kind of a banger. How much sleep do you get? I swear I'm not asking to be creepy. I just wonder because I hear more sleep equals better memory. More drawing equals better memory. I don't sleep very much. Not enough to have good memory, that's for sure. I sleep fine. I don't know, 7 hours average maybe. You didn't say. No, I'm not entertaining this mentorship speak. Well, it's a good question to ask me because I'm surprised that I would feel. I should lock in on the workshops. So I will probably close the mentorships after this live. If you really want a mentorship with me, then get it now because I'll close it after this. Now that is not a tactic to get you to get it because I would genuinely maybe prefer if you just went to the workshop. Hello, sir. I'm new here. I want to ask right now I'm starting to get. That was my bad. I want to ask that right now. I'm starting to get knowledge of character design by learning anatomy. Is it a good way to understand character? But it takes a lot of time. Yeah, it's a great way to learn character, but yeah, it takes a lot of time. You're trying to learn literally the human body. So that is not going to be easy, but it's a good use of your time. Alright, so Batman's drop kicking this fella. The good old heel stomp, like that, one of these. Boom. Happy Thursday, buddy. He doesn't kill, but he does maim. He's like, I won't kill. I'll never kill. I'll just drop people from like the 3rd story and keep them in a wheelchair their whole life, and or give them unforgettable trauma. Cool. He's about to. Ooh. He's. Boom. Let's add these clothing lines. So this like kicked in. Cool. And I want to show that they really like folded in half. So maybe I'll do something like this. Ooh. Gosh, that's not nice. This is so peak. Thank you. More than 2 hours of sleeping, brain starts analyzing info and makes it more better. Bet 8 if you can. Your brain is a secret because it's responsible about learning processes. Banger. Batman gives off burglar. And how do you decide what to draw? Is usually thematic? No, it's not thematic. It's like just, I don't know. I just start a drawing and go, well. I'm going to try to draw a cowboy though now that you mention it. I don't know. It's just whatever feels fun. Whatever comes to mind. Maybe I will draw a cowboy. I've been practicing my head's in the frame. I've been practicing my hats and stuff. So let's see if I can't draw a hat. Weirdly, I don't know why all this stuff was really confusing for a long time because now it seems like, oh, of course. Like, but I guess that's sort of like, why was logarithms confusing to the 5th grade math student, but not the 12th grade math student because one of them spent 7 more years digesting the material. Because right now it's like, oh, drawing hats makes sense. It just is a ellipse around the object. But I barely understood ellipses last year, so no wonder that is confusing. But boom, let's add a hat onto this dude's head. If the ellipse is this long, then the major axis, that's the major axis. There's the minor axis. It's tilting down. Here we go. Bam. Cowboy. Cowboy, baby. Give a cowboy a lollipop. I should have read that sooner. You don't got a lollipop right now. Let's see some comments. Logarithms are the inverse operation of exponentiation. Yeah, I got lost on logarithms, but that makes sense, I guess. That's like, I don't know why that never made sense. So the log of 8 would be... No, that doesn't make sense. Those are just words, bro. That don't make sense. What's your favorite thing to draw? Something with form. I think if I could, I would love to draw... I don't know. I'm greedy. I want to draw everything. But if I could, like... I'm biased right now, but nice cowboys. They're pretty cool. I just want to make stuff that feels believable. Like, my favorite thing is seeing drawings with form. That it really feels like, oh, they're right there. Hey, I'm going to draw a nice old shave. You don't see a lot of cowboys with shaved heads. So I'm going to give some representation for my people. Boom. Now clothes is going to be the hard part. Let's give him some cards. Let's give him the kitchen. Anybody knows what the kitchen hand is? We got real ones in the chat. Doyle Brunson's favorite hand. Any real ones? Do we have any real ones? Do we have any problematic gamblers in the chat? It's 10-2. It's a 10-2 hand. So, boom. Heart right there. I think it's the 10-2 hand. Sir, how are you able to make directly no measurements and proportions? Just from having drawn it many times, or the fact that there's no correct answer. There's no correct proportion. I just had to make it look believable enough, and I can do that. I can make it believable enough. Because he's like that. That's the real answer. Because I'm like that. Because I'm him, bro. It's not good for me, but I do like when you guys gas me up. I can take one gas up every hour. Otherwise, my head's gonna get too big. I'm gonna float away. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so story pose. It's like day 2 of asking, not actually day 2. When drawing with only darks and light values, are there anything you look out for in particular? The reference to create a more dimensional. I low-key answered this like an hour ago when I was talking about this. When drawing only dark and light. What does that mean when I'm drawing only dark and light values? When drawing only like silhouette studies, silhouette drawing. I don't know about JoJo stuff. Low key, I do not follow that. Low key weirds me out a little bit. I watched the first season. Weirds me out a little bit. Okay, story pose. What kind of story can we create? I don't know, but a story pose often starts dynamic, so you have to decide to have the character in a pose that's not default. Do not T-pose this shit, because if you do, your character is going to feel like they're just assets in a video game, not real characters. So, and then the next thing is think about, don't put the shoulders in default state. If the shoulders are in default state, your character does not have a lot of movement options available. That means their arms have to be down and not forward. They have to be down and like only operating at the elbows. So I'm going to start by making my pose more interesting by raising the shoulders. And in so doing, you get a bit more of an energetic pose. Even if it's a stationary pose, the shoulders are up. So my character's at least like braced for something, which can be useful because our cowboy here might be holding his like waistband. So now I'm going to take something from Athoro, who took it from Kim Jung Gi. It's the same info all the way down. I'm going to try to make it I'm going to try to make a pose. No, I'm going to do some texturing here if you guys are interested in seeing how the texturing process might go. So I'm going to give our character maybe a gun holster. Who knows? Yeah, let's do a gun holster. I don't know what a gun's going to look like, but I can do a shape of one. I'm going to do a belt. Something like this. Perspective lines. Something like this. And then my little belt. Something like that. That's pretty dynamic, I'd say. Hand in here. Luckily, I can hide all that information. I can hide this hand too. And then for the texturing, you just add some nice... Actually, might have really ruined the texturing here because this does not cook. Maybe. Some simple cross-hatching like this. Okay, we really cooked this up because that doesn't look... Oh, that looks okay. And then I'm going to make it even worse with some of that. All right, not the best, I can't lie. Well, I could lie and say it is the best, but we're not going to do that. You guys deserve the truth. Truth is, it ain't the best, but we'll figure it out. Like that. This. Some hair on the arms. Alright, you know what? It's a little cooked, but we have to deal with it as it is. Is your goal to be the best? To be the best I can be. My goal is just to keep drawing, bruh. I don't have super high ambitions, I can't lie. Is a boot camp for beginners? It'll be really great for beginners. Be really, really good for beginners. Showbit Mam Guy -W1F. I already made a video about the roadmap for Scratch regarding making these types of drawings. 5 steps. There's a YouTube video about it. It has a blueprint thumbnail with my head like so. Okay, bet. All right. I've been drawing in the dark to improve faster. Drawing in the dark? That's crazy. Hello, I'm thinking about the first Kim Jung Gi gift book buying. Where do you recommend you buy them from? I recommend you buy them from wherever they're available. Which one do I recommend? Depends which style you like most of his. If you like his ballpoint stuff, then 2011 will be a good one. It's the thickest book, but it also has the most empty pages. 2016 is the thinnest book. I don't recommend that. If you're like a Loki a Gooner, then get the Omphalos book. If you like anatomy, get the Omphalos book. What up, Logie Bear? You're cracked. Your stories are fun. I like your drawings. I didn't realize you had it like that. I did not know you were him or her, and you indeed are. Really awesome drawings. Can you draw weapons? No, I actually can't. I'm pretty cooked with that. I should try. I should finish this. Ooh, how am I gonna do this? Hmm. Yep, Batman's just kicking a boy. Just a poor innocent child. Getting Goomba stomped by this 250-pound man. Get out of his way, bro. Justice doesn't wait. Maybe you learned a lesson today. Obstruction of justice. What's the cost for the boot camp? One band, bruh. $1,000. A band and $1,000. Has the cost of the boot camp been said? It has, but I haven't even, I mean, you can't buy it yet, so yeah, you can't buy it yet. But it's gonna be out next week. Is the boot camp for beginners? It is for beginners. Where are you from, sir? I ask that question sometimes and I always get bad looks. It's not good. I need to learn. I don't think that's... I mean, I think it's a fine question to ask, but if you say it to someone... Anybody you would want to say it to is going to take offense to it. Like, if you look like you're from Scottsdale, I'm not going to ask you where you're from if we're in Canada. Move the camera a little further right. Sorry to say this might... No, I'm not offended. I said it to someone the other day and then they looked at me like, I'm like, my bad. I just want to know where you're from. They're like, I'm from here. I'm like, okay, my bad. Anyway, I'm half Korean, half Canadian. What's your secret to drawing consistently? Bro, this feels like if y'all watched Kung Fu Panda and it was like, what's the scroll of the Dragon Warrior? What's the secret technique? And then you open it and it goes, there is no secret technique. Like, there's no secret to drawing consistently. Just like draw consistent. Do you have to convince yourself to like brush your teeth every day? You don't have to convince yourself to check your phone all the time. You don't have to convince yourself to watch another episode. It's like, you just do it. You just like draw. If you like it, you'll do it. No, please don't say no bad. No, no, you're good. You're good. I was taking your comment and riffing on it. Move the camera a little further away. No, if I do, I'm gonna feel weird and put on a hoodie. I convince myself to breathe every day. All right, my bad. All right, if you're at that level of convincing, then you. There's no secret though. I don't know. I do when I don't feel like drawing. I do go on stream, and then I'm like, well, I'm. Wait, has this been out of frame the whole time? What are we even doing? What are y'all even talking about? I do get on stream so that I have to make something. I've like conditioned myself now. I'm like, ooh, if I go on stream, I'm gonna make a good drawing. Sorry if you heard my burp away from your. Oh, my bad. My bad. You're right. You're right. I didn't. You spoke perfectly and I heard nothing. You're right. That was conceited. Bro thought it was all about him. Yeah, Batman's kicking a kid who was just taking groceries home to mama. What are you doing, Batman? This isn't justice. Batman. Batman, why? He's not gonna pay for this kid's bills. And he lives in the States. He's got no insurance. This kid's cooked. This kid is gonna be reverse Flash for the rest of his life. And Batman don't care. Not his universe. He's gonna be reverse Flash before the superpowers. Boom. Batman does not care. Genuinely, I watched this short today of Zendaya and Robert Pattinson for their upcoming movie drama. The drama. Who do you think would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Batman? Because it seemed obvious at first, but then when you really think about it, you really expend your brain cells to think about that. Who would win though? Because I would have thought Batman. But Spider-Man's pretty smart too. And he's like beyond human. He's like human premium. He's got webs, adhesives at his fingertips. There's not much stronger in the universe than glue. So it's like, think about that. I would have thought Batman. Oh, all right, we got to put Spider-Man in this. We got to get Spidey-Man in this. Let's add a Spider-Man right here. Boom. A man of spider. Let's get him in here. My boy. But he also looks like he would. These are evil versions of them. They're just mugging people. You know, his mask doesn't have a hole, but that's regular Spider-Man you're talking about. I'm drawing evil Spider-Man. Evil Spider-Man does what he wants, bro. I don't know how his mask works, so I'm just gonna do this. That kind of looks right. Spider-Man was. Someone asked a question: what comics did you like as a kid? I did like Spider-Man. I did like Batman. I didn't read them like religiously, but one of my favorite, most prized possessions was like a Spider-Man comic with like a cool cover. And I was like, bro, this Spider-Man, he can annoy Batman to death. Batman beats Superman. I don't think Spider-Man stands a chance. He's a multimillionaire, plus he can come up with a kryptonite for Spider-Man. That's true. And the thing is, Spider-Man gets beat by like the Green Goblin, bro. Batman's cooking him like on an average Tuesday, bro. So, I don't know. But then again, Batman's biggest rival is just a man with mental health issues. So, I don't know. Think about that. Let it simmer. Let it simmer. You think Spider-Man can be paid off to surrender? I don't know. Let's see if we can get our anatomy right. Bam. Spider-Man's got less bulky muscles, more gymnast build, gymnast type she. So let's see if we can't include that thing. Although he's super flexible, so I don't know what he's gonna be doing. He's just gonna be jumping around, and I don't know what I'm drawing, bruh. He's gonna be right here, just doing his Spider-Man stuff, strutting his Spider-Man stuff. Okay, we got the leg up here. Yeah, okay, Spider-Man. All right, you got it. You got it, King. He's gonna be like this. He's gonna be like swinging in. I don't know why he's here, but he's gonna be bum first. Just boom, boom. Oh heck yeah! One of these feet pointed up. Bam. Spider-Man's in the house, baby. He's draw you better on or off. Do you draw better on or off stream? I think I draw better on stream, to be honest. I take more time. Off stream, I just like, this is my drawings off stream. I'm just like, no, that's my drawings on. This is my drawings off stream. I experiment a lot more off stream, and then I try to combine and collude. I'm just saying words. I just test out words. Off stream, I'm figuring things out. So I'm figuring out. So here I did a Spider-Man drawing from reference from another artist. This one just earlier today. So I'm taking that, trying to adapt it. This is drawing. These are just my experiments from yesterday. I don't come live daily. That's from imagination. I'm pretty proud of that. That's better than I could usually do it. Kim Jung Gi studies. More drawings from imagination. This I did from, I was recording this. More imagination stuff at a cafe. So you see, it's not, I don't try to complete a piece on live. I try to make something cohesive, but on my own, it's trying to figure out how to solve the problems I'm having on live. Spent the last few days figuring out, I figured out ellipses here. Figuring out faces in the meantime, trying to figure out a simplified model of the face. This is from imagination. I like that. Pose is a little stiff, but pretty good. Studies from Kim Jung Gi. Imagination stuff. Figuring out mannequin type sheet. Some drawings from, these were from reference. This was imagination stuff. Imagination stuff. I think that was from imagination. If it was, I'm pretty impressed. If it's not, that makes sense. Anywho, just a lot of, what am I yapping about? I gotta go pee, so I'm gonna just linger on this. I really cooked up his head though, so I gotta fix this. His pose is kind of crazy, so let's see if we can't fix this. We'll fix it in post. Let's see if we can't fix this. How, you ask? I don't know. I think we'll have to turn this down, bring this forward, and then just hope, honestly. Let's see. Something like this. I don't even know. Something like that. Bring this way down. I mean, he's cooked. Let's be real, he's cooked. What we can do is hide all of this in just anatomy shape. If I hide this and make his whole neck area more dark, maybe it'll hide the fact that he's like, ugh! I'm gonna put all this in shadow as well. Put all that in shadow as well. Listen, if it looks bad, just hide it. Just hide it all. There you go. Looking better. Everyone looks beautiful in the dark. So just put it all in the dark. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Alright, see, we simplify the shapes a little bit. It's harder to tell if there's, well, not if there's, that there's mistakes. Get the tricep here, arm, and let's get I mean, low-key, he's hitting the pose, though. He's got that dynamic pose on lock. Boom. He's like, ugh! Spider-Man. Let's give him some Spider-Man. I mean, he's hitting that. He's in there. Should I have a little... My bad. I gotta go pee. I love your streams. I always lock in. Let's go. Lock in. Look, I've got Kim Jung Gi stream in the background. So this is streamception. In fact, if I do this, nope, that's, hey. If I do this, there you go, guys. If I go to the bathroom, am I gonna get copyright struck by doing this? I'm gonna go pee, and you guys can look at that for now, and then I'll be right back. Hope Hyunjin Kim doesn't like. Oh, hey. Okay. Okay, I see. All right. To the one who got the mentorship, I see you. Excited to be to help you for the next 8 weeks. I'll see you in class then. Yo, mute up, bro. We're hearing the wrong kind of. No way you heard that. Wait. Goddamn. You guys aren't. Are you guys joking when you say that, or is this mic way more sensitive than I think? I don't know. I hope. I mean, yeah, it's high pressure. You know, I got a high pressure, high velocity stream right here, bruh. Um, but I didn't know about that. I thought this mic was sensitive. All right, we just got a new mentorship student. I'm excited to lock in with you. Was def a whiz and not a bong rip. Oh, y'all thought I was hitting a bong rip is crazy. Hey, I'm glad you're liking the stream, my friend. I'm liking that you're liking it. What else should one do on a Thursday evening except draw? Loki, we're locking in. This is some good drawing type shit, you know? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom! What are we doing? We're a glass of wine in. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Boom! I think at some point it becomes unhealthy to not have a person on stream to like talk to, because I'm off the deep end. I just don't think it's healthy to talk to yourself in a rolling chat log for 4 hours. Boom. I like that sound. Anyway, the comments have completely stopped. I think you guys are like, yeah, no, I don't support this guy anymore. That crossed the line. Let's go for one of these. Oh goodness. Bang. Bing bang. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Let's even add a little bit of that. Okay, we gotta get this arm out of the silhouette of Spider-Man. So the way we're gonna do that is just draw Spider-Man a little bit more. Have a stronger value contrast here. Bam. Bangarang. There we go. Boom. Okay, I'm done with that stim. Okay, I mean that's not bad, low key. Boom. Wow, unironically loving the work, man. Why would I think you would be ironic? What is that? I'm not the only one who's. Why would it be? I believe you. You don't have to say unironically. Do most people? Bro, I used to be like mute in high school, lol. I feel you. I don't know what that means. I used to be like mute. What does that mean? What does being like mute mean? Because I don't know. I feel like sometimes I give you guys signals that I'm not you guys give me signals that I'm not picking up. Because I don't know what that means. Sometimes the chat just like, for a solid few minutes, I'm just like, what am I reading? We got Batman drawn. We will get Catwoman too. That's a good idea though. Hold on, that's a good idea. I gotta get the Spider-Man, like, I mean, Stanley knew what he was doing when he added contour lines to Spider-Man, Really does a lot for the dynamism. Boom. Contour lines on our character. Are you kidding me, bruv? Are you kidding me, bruv? Wonderful work. Wonderful work. Bam, bam, wham. Spider-Man. Contour lines are such a hack for your character. Like, bro, it's built into the character. Easy. Always dynamic. Easy to draw. Boom. He's jumping into the fray with his pal Batman. All right. Well, we've got that down. I mean, hey, I think I know my anatomy a little bit. I'm feeling a bit more confident teaching a class on it soon because it's not like perfect, but it's good enough to draw. You know, if you want to draw like this, teaching a class. Check in. Lock in, gang. Check in and lock in. Man, I just talk brain rot now. Do you ever want your own book? For sure. For sure. One day. It'll probably happen within 3 years. I would expect. More so because I have a YouTube channel, not because I'm like gonna make my best book in 3 years, but like a sketchbook video, like a sketchbook, I would probably self-launch one within like 3 years, just because I can. How do you come up with ideas that you find exciting to draw? I don't. I just draw. Doesn't need. I don't draw because it's exciting. I'm trying to solve something every time I put down a line. It just like is solving something. You're solving. When I put down this line to draw this cowboy, I'm solving where the hat would go. And then when I draw the shirt, I'm solving what the texture is going to be. It's just problem solving that's fun, not making something exciting. Excitement doesn't really come into it. Excitement comes when halfway through it, you're like, oh, this is going to be good if I can stick the landing. And then despair happens when you do the wrong line. You're like, gosh, what could have been? What could have been? So this looks like they're about to step on the platform, but the horse just knocked into him. Ooh. In case that sound wasn't clear. Ooh was the sound. And we can make it so that this character slipped on this panel. So they were gonna be on this panel. And then Batman, wow, everyone's just getting knocked off this shit. Let's see if we can't add a shadow like that. Boom. Oh, he got kicked off that. I love the arm anatomy. Looks great. Thank you. Tyran Broco Banco. That's good. That's good. They're really jumping some random child. Yeah, you know. How will you do? How much will this class be? It'll be $1,000. A band. Bro, I finally caught a live stream. You did. Wildest platform jump game ever. Seriously. Let's see if we can't add some depth, because we're adding some. We're gonna give some. Join the waitlist if you want to join the class, because there are 800 people on it, and that it's going to be sold there before it gets sold to the wider like YouTube audience. And with 800 people on the list, I'd expect that it's not going to hit the wider audience because there's only 20 seats available. So, benefits of taking the class versus the mentorship. The class is a lot more structured, and the sort of promise is way more clear. The mentorship is, don't do the mentorship if you don't know what you're trying to get from it, because the mentorship is a lot more it's more like a coach slash trainer program, whereas the class is like, in a class you get the benefit of learning from every other student. In a mentorship you get the benefit of more time with me. If you just want to do exercises and you're relatively a beginner, a class is going to be more effective, because at the beginner level, you need to just put out more mileage and learn from more mistakes. When you have 19 other people in your class, you can learn from all their mistakes every week. Whereas if you're more intermediate, a mentorship's more useful because you need specific, tailored feedback. The mistakes you're making are different than the average mistakes. And you need more time one-on-one to get your problems ironed out. So at the beginner level, beginner to intermediate, well, this 8-week class will be very focused on getting your perspective right. Not in a way that you have to measure a bunch of stuff and do some, like, I don't know how to measure a box correctly. I don't know how to do a perfect box. That said, I can draw well enough to draw like this. If you're just trying to learn how to draw and have fun with your drawings, this class will teach you how to create anatomy like this. It'll teach you how to think in space. It'll teach you how to construct the head and carve out believable forms. And it'll focus mainly on anatomy, because most people just want to draw anatomy. It was originally focused on drawing everything, but in 8 weeks, let's be real, you're not going to learn everything in 8 weeks. So I'd rather you leave with it with a tangible, hey, I can draw heads now. I can draw heads confidently. So that's the idea. That's what we're going to be doing. If you want to be part of it, then join the waitlist, and the tickets will be available next week or the week after that. You just have to be there. Otherwise, it's going to sell out. I assume it's going to sell out. But who knows? Maybe not. Anyway, I'm excited. It's not my first class ever, but it's my first class as like broken draw, and it's my actually I've taught like for more than a year. I've taught 20 people classes, but not a whole 8-week thing that takes them through a whole process. So you guys will be part of the first cohort. And yeah, it should be fun. It should be exciting. Bro got that cape. Well, this cape is not the same length throughout. It's kind of a shape language. I don't know why I did so many cuts on the cape. It's not actually correctly done, but what can you do? You gotta zoom out, because when I'm looking at this, and the cape's gotta be more like this. It's gotta be way lower down, like this. And maybe and way lower there. At least it looks longer now. Whoa. Do you know Joshua Black's art? Hell yeah, he's awesome. You can't draw a perfect box? Unsubscribed. Yeah, I don't know how to measure it. I don't know how to measure. Maybe I do know. I just don't think I know it in theory. All I know is how to like eye it. Yes, it is. Yeah, the workshop. I mean, class of my mentorship's the same price. They're not cheap. They're pretty standard pricing, but yeah. Part of the pricing is because I've found cheap classes bring students who aren't committed, and ultimately, if you want to learn a lot from something, you're gonna have to commit to it. And like, ironically, the if you're investing a larger sum of money, you're gonna bring more to the table. Like I've mentored students, like I've done free tutoring before, And when someone wants free tutoring, it's almost like they're looking for solutions rather than like drawing a lot, rather than bringing the work to the table. So there's a paradox to investing in any mentorship is always like, oh, this is more than I feel like I want to spend. But then because it's that, you're going to show up and really, really work at it. And then ironically, that's what's going to get you the results you're looking for. Your class versus ArtWad. Well, ArtWad's a different thing. ArtWad's a self-taught study structure. ArtWad doesn't have live classes and like personalized feedback, so you can do both. I do both. Like, I look at ArtWad and I learn from ArtWad, but I've taken classes too. I mean, it could be like my class or Proco's. You can take both. These art is a long journey, man. One class isn't going to do it for you. Like, I've taken maybe 3 or 4 8-week long classes. I've taken 3 or 4 mentorships. The class is not available anytime. It's a live workshop happening from May 16th to July 4th. It'll probably happen twice this year. So if not, if it's not happen, if you don't reserve the seat for May to July, you might get the chance September to November, if that, or next year. It'll happen once, twice, or 3 times a year, depending on the... I've never done it, so I'm going to have to figure out. I'm probably going to workshop it after the workshop. I'm going to do it, see how I can make it better, see how I could refine the structure, and then come back and teach it again and try to develop some teaching methods that help people. It's the first time for me, so go into it expecting, I mean, because it's my first time, the structure is going to be looser, but you're also going to have... I'm also going to be on my A game to make sure that anybody who's joining it is taken care of and make sure that they're getting the results they're looking for. Like, I can say, if you put in the work, I'll match it. I'll put in as much work in trying to help you as you put into helping yourself. So ultimately, the thing is, I can't help someone who isn't going to do the homework and draw a lot. It's just nothing's going to improve about their art if they're not drawing. Kid tried to steal burglar Batman's food and Batman got mad and kicked in the ass. Yeah, facts. Don't mess with burglar Batman. Cool. Two. Had the pupils. Oh, this is bizarre. I'm locked in, chat. I'm thinking. Still messed up this hand. Had to adjust the perspective halfway through, but okay. What that hand has bizarre perspective. What can we do? Well, we can make it so that for some reason this part of the drawing is just in pure black, so that our hand looks a bit less weird, although it still looks weird. I don't know what I'm gonna do to explain the dark spot here, but we're gonna start getting a bit artistic with this, with our style. Who said we can't just add random? Sergio Topi did it first. Let's follow in the footsteps of the master. Let's add some, we could add some shapes. So look, this is gonna be like, this is about to be some poetic, some abstract, you guys never seen this before type sheet. Oh yeah. Broken draw. Here we go. I don't know what that is, but he's gonna be smoking something. And this is all in his mind. Oh my god. Oh, you guys ain't even seeing this. Yeah, we brought it full circle. We brought it full circle, ladies and gentlemen. Here it's gonna be, let's add a shadow here. And then just so you can always roll with the mistakes, man. There's no such thing as mistakes. And then all out here is just fill it with dark space. Maybe a jacket. I don't know what all this is, but we're just gonna have to figure out how to fill in the space now, I guess. I don't know what that is. I'll come back and these two are wailing on this poor kid. Yeah, shoot, you know, don't mess with the Avengers or something. What's the poopiest thing you've ever drawn? I don't even know. What's the joy pilled-est thing you've ever drawn? Is that like happiness? Is class available anytime? What's happening in the drawing? I want to spend more time drawing to gain more mileage, but I don't know what to draw. End up copying random reference I don't care about. Draw what you want to draw. Just be okay with making the mistakes. If you are okay with making a bad drawing, like literally everything opens up because then you just draw. Yeah, you just gotta have finesse to make mistakes work. Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying, but I thought. Yeah, and then in order to be really good at correcting mistakes, you have to put yourself in the face of mistakes all the time. So first, get used to making the mistakes. Just make the mistakes. That's fine. Totally fun. Okay, I don't know how we're gonna make this weird black like pattern work. Do we just gradient it out? Do we... I don't know. That's what we'll figure out when the time comes. Whoa! You know what's funny? This even looks like a dude smiling. You see, like, eye, nose, smile, chin. This is getting trippy. I'm losing it. Maybe we close off this drawing. Maybe we close this off. Yeah, I'll include that. Add the value. What are we gonna do here? I don't know. I'll have to figure out how to make this part work. Now it's a full-fledged drawing. Boom. Now we also have he should have his thumb up, but there's already 5 fingers, and now he's just doing a weird fist, just going like, eh. Do you like to draw with music? Oh, you reminded me. Yeah, my headphone's been charging. I do like to draw with music. Hey man, nice to see your sketch. I can see your hair going back. Yeah, no more. Weird. I have this weird pattern. Look at that pattern on my head. My hair grows like a V right here. So this stuff comes out sideways, but this stuff all comes up straight. So when it grows out, it curls, which is... what is that, bro? Who developed this hairline? I bet this is the first to go when I turn 30. Just boom. Goodbye. Anyway, I'm going to listen to some music and lock in. Jelly, I made 2 mistakes a day. No more, no less. Yeah, I mean, if you want a job, you better keep it in the two mistake territory. 3 mistakes and you're out. Let's put on some music, guys. We got Kid Leroy and MGK on rotation. This is some real sophisticated music takes, you know? Let's see what the vibe is. I'm an outlier. I started to begin learning dynamic poses. I feel like it's harder than regular anatomy. I don't know. I'm going to take a second, sip some wine. Oh, I see. How many mistakes do you make a day? Yeah, keep it at... I mean, 2 if you're trying to like go easy on yourself. I go at 1 a day max. You know, you really gotta, at this level, you gotta lock in. I'm taking a mental break. Actually, I'm taking a break on my upper back because leaning forward. You know what we could do? Take advantage of the fact that this goes... What? Alright. Lock in. Hey gang. What up? Alright, I gotta lock in, bro. What am I doing? Okay, here we go. Oh, that feels better. That feels better on the back for sure. Listen to this. We're about to get crazy ASMR. Listen to this. Okay, ready? Hold on. Oh my god, I don't think that's healthy. Wait, one more. Oh. That's definitely not healthy. Anyway. You know what? I'm gonna do it. This isn't gonna be a smoke cloud anymore. It's gonna be... It's gonna be a man. It's gonna be a man. I don't know what this drawing is anymore. That is not the right place for an eyebrow, but hey, we'll take it. He's like, hey. I'm gonna give him a mustache because I added that weird line. Whoa, I don't know if I trust him. Wow, that's impressive. Hey, thank you. Hey man, nice sketch, thanks. Oh, wow, that's impressive was from way earlier when I said I make one mistake a day. Evil grandpa, Loki. No one commented about the back crack. Y'all are wild. Come on, I'm giving you my best. I don't show that to just anybody. Whatever, you guys just want to see me draw. What is this? Let's add some dimension to this by really adding wireframes to Gramps. Let's get this place humid. What does that mean? I can feel which vertebrae was cracking as it happened. I am vibing, dude. Looks, my back's hurting again. Let me raise this bitch a bit. Here we go. We gotta raise this up. Yeah, there we go. Now we're standing. Something cracked. You ever make comics? Nar. Darn. What's the vibe here? What are we adding here? Let's make Grandpa real evil. I messed up the forehead wrinkles, but hopefully. I mean, this should be able to blend into this. We'll figure out that part later. I'm just watching this in silence. Cicada noises. I think you mean... Don't love your job. Job your love. What do you think about aphantasia? I don't see it. I should have said something like I don't see what they're talking about. Some aphantasia joke. Why silent? I kind of got into the zone, the flow state. Yeah, exactly. You gotta get in that flow state. I could be a little tipsy. That was a mega pint, as they say. Not done it though. This dude's getting kicked down a fucking cliff. My bad. Excuse my French. This is about to be funny. It's about to be good. Bro, I got jokes today. Bye, I'll go to sleep. Lol. Lol, haha. So you have it too. No, I definitely don't have it. I don't think. I definitely don't have it. I can see pretty vividly in my head. Although, I want to find someone who's drawn from imagination for years who doesn't have the ability to imagine things in their head, because I would think that you're training the ability. It's like chess players who can visualize games in their heads don't have aphantasia, or if they do, they still like can do that thing. So I think it's a misunderstanding in the what's happening. Everyone always says imagine an apple in rotation, but they never say imagine if the apple was happy. Dude, let that simmer, guys. I want you to think about that. I want you guys to just think about that for 1 second. Comprehend that if you can. Probably struggling with it, aren't you? We're going to pretend this was a pose that I did successfully. I'm going to do that by covering it. Anything you don't like, just cover with value. Just be like, no, there's a shadow there, actually. Don't like it? Shadow. Into the shadow realm for you. That's what I do to my ops. Anyway. People with aphantasia can still play blindfold chess, and blind people have a sense of spatial awareness, like they can get around their house. So there's a sense of spatial awareness still. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's happening with aphantasia, but I looked it up. It's not a disability. So does that mean I have license to criticize it? How should I treat? I don't know how sensitive I should be about people with aphantasia. It's not like the chess master imagining moves is an interesting exercise, because I'm sure for some of them it could be a different visual pattern in their head. Yeah, and I'm sure the thing is, give me someone who has aphantasia who's drawn from imagination for like 10,000 hours. If you find one, I'll be all right, you win. But I just think so many beginners will say they have aphantasia when it's like, no, you just don't know how to draw. Like I didn't know how to visualize anything either for 10 years. It's just that once you've drawn if you've drawn 5,000 heads and you tell me you have aphantasia because you've drawn 5,000 heads without a paper, without if you've drawn 5,000 heads from just a piece of paper without looking at reference, and you still cannot get any closer to it, A, you're learning wrong, but B, maybe you have, then you can say, I definitely have no visualization in me. But I just don't. I think a lot of people say it without having chosen all the simpler things, which is that you just haven't done the work. You just haven't at least you can't isolate aphantasia as the problem unless you've done all the other work. The guy who does Drawbox has aphantasia. At least I think so. And it's like he did Drawbox. Okay, maybe he's got license to say it, but that being said, I don't know. Listen, this might be like saying, I don't know how sensitive aphantasia is. If I'm wrong, if this is a bad take, I take it all back. I apologize instantly. That's like saying you're bad at languages when you just haven't practiced trying to speak the language for like a consistent amount of time. Everyone's bad at. Thing is, everyone's bad at everything if they don't practice for a long time. And then the mistake is people think they've done enough practice to be good. People say I should be better at drawing given how much I do that. Like I should be better given how much I've studied. Bro, who's creating these metrics of what you should be? Probably just geniuses. Like Mozart ruined it for people. Mozart ruined piano for people because now it's like if I'm not a genius by the time I'm 6, what am I even doing? Kim Jung Gi ruined drawing for a lot of people too. I mean, he made it great for a lot of people. He also ruined it for a lot of people. You go, what's the point, dude? They already beat drawing. Why should I try? Ultimately, it goes down to you gotta like it for the sake of doing it. You gotta like making. I like making. I like beating on kid. I I like drawing superheroes beating on kids. That's why I draw. Why do you draw? I like seeing all my role models. My role models. Sorry for bumping the mic. Telling people kiss my ass, dog. We got Dominic Fike enjoyers in the chat. We got one on the stream. This is good. This is good. I have fun. I don't know how the perspective works here, but actually I think it needs to be a bit more like that. Maybe even more like that. We're having fun. It ain't that serious, bro. It's drawing. Calm down. These dudes are just laying it in thick to this kid. I don't like that. He's an adult. Don't like saying that about children. You're not gonna catch me on the island, bro. Pause. If someone says they should be good, just ask them if they know what the degree of an ellipse or minor axis means. Yo, dude, you would have caught me last year with that. Yeah, that's true. Minor axes, man. Those, I don't know why they were so confusing to me for so long. I always blame, low-key, I always blame teachers. Like, listen, I think I'm a smart cookie. If I don't get it, it's your fault. My math teacher in grade 10, that's on you, Miss A. I don't get how Kim Jung Gi would discourage anyone from drawing. If anything, for me at least, is more like I want to draw like that. Oh, for sure, for sure. But it's kind of like, I mean, it's like if I like guitar and I watch Jimi Hendrix shred, I'm just going to be like, listen, the best guitar has already happened. What am I going to do? What dent am I going to make in the guitar verse? What am I going to do? Right? Now, obviously, I don't agree with that with Kim Jung Gi. I like drawing. But anyone who, it would discourage people who wanted to be the best at something. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure some people feel that way. They see someone draw really well and they go, what's the point of ever doing it ever again? Because it's already done by someone else. I don't think that's a good mentality, but it's true that some people feel that way. I don't know about all that personally, but you know, I can relate. Well, I can't relate, but I can understand. We can understand and not judge. Oh, we got a dude over here. I don't know. I forgot about him. It's just Gym bro right here. Boom. Boom. Trying to get good at simplifying the face a little bit more. I'm trying to get good at. I've said that a lot this stream, but there's a lot of stuff one must try to get good at, you know. Simplification is definitely a big one. Why is his mouth so open? He's like, ah. I think he's doing a lat pull down. We could make it work, but his hand's already gripped. He's just like, ah. He's tweaking out a little bit, I think. I don't know any of that, to be HM. I'm doing alright. Hey, it's 3 a.m. Damn. Damn, no more AI. That's literally the only time we'll see Batman, Spider-Man, Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants! This is supposed to be Superman, bro. Did not cook with that drawing, clearly. Captain Underpants is crazy. I didn't even add the Spider-Man logo. Let me add that in there. Boom. Captain Underpants is crazy. I'm back. Dang, this drawing has come along. It has. There's also limitations to the Kim Jung Gi style. I think it can feel daunting, for sure. Are you gonna let the hair grow out? Yeah, I'm gonna let the hair grow out. Captain Underpants is a legend, but do you visualize the whole scene? Hell no. This is not even a good composition. I just vibe. We just vibe on it. I gotta get a bite to eat soon. Got him quick. Yeah, he's big. Yeah. Phone numbers close. I don't know why I'm so zoomed out, my bad. Why do you feel overwhelmed? Guys, we're just drawing. It's drawing. It's like literally like one of the most meditative hobbies you can have. We don't gotta be worried. You gotta relax. Frankie say relax. Just chill. Enjoy it. There's a lot of things to worry about today. Don't make drawing one of them. Just chill about it. Have a good time. Ain't nothing to worry about. Bye, Tima Cove Johnny. Shoot, are we done? I don't know. Where else can we draw, you know? I think we might be. We can add a forest scene back here. It can be all forests and water. Like this. And the sun. And then some clouds. And then a gradient. Alright, they cooked that kid up. I mean, is that Titan from Megamind? I don't know who that is. Oh, kind of looks like it. Alright, guys. I mean, shoot, that's I mean, there's not much more to draw, so I think that's the stream. Let me just put the date. Ellipse type she. Oh. Why'd I do this? Why'd I pick like a bizarre, hard to read angle? This is gonna tell me nothing when I try to understand the date. That's nothing, bruh. Oh my god. Let's just say 2. Bro did not cook. Bro did not cook. Whatever the hell that is. Do all this and then do that. All right, bars, guys. That's the drawing today. Did we cook? I don't know. It's aight. Let's see. Yeah, I mean it's drawing. I feel overwhelmed because of fear when going out of comfort zones. If there's anything. Yeah, but why are you scared? What are we? There's no consequences. It's just bad. Just make bad drawing. Hey, appreciate you and Elson and Gita. So if there's anything I can easily be shifted out of a comfort zone and break bad habits over everything, yeah, choose to accept your place. Like the only reason we're scared is because what if a drawing I make breaks my belief that I'm better than I am? We all want to be good artists, so we don't let ourselves make bad drawings to get to the good artist status. You want to be good, so you're going to force every drawing you make. You're a tyrant to your own art, that mentality. Like, it needs to be good because I feel good that I am good, not I feel good about drawing. Just draw. Like, don't attach your worth to the quality of your drawings unless you want to sacrifice your mental health or your practice. Treat it like a student and treat your art like a result you don't have control over, and you're just running experiments. You're just seeing, hey, what'll happen if I put this down? And you should enjoy being the researcher, not the result. So just play, man. It's just play. Like it's a hobby. It ain't that deep. It's not like you're clocking into work and have to show people stuff. You're drawing. You're actually doing what you're doing for fun and fulfillment. Have fun with it. Play with it every time and just be like, what? Last time I did this and it worked or it didn't. I'm bored of that. Let me try something new. That's how I've always approached drawing from imagination. So it's just like keep telling yourself. I don't know. At risk of coming off preachy, that's my 2 cents on it. What do you think about when you draw the form? Bah. It happens due to I can't sit for an hour properly and completely focus. That's why I get scared. Don't do that then. Where are these beliefs coming from? That don't do that then. You don't have to sit for an hour and do it. Do whatever you want. Like, just do whatever you want. You can't sit for an hour because it's not worthy of your attention for an hour. So don't force it to be. It's just whatever you want, bruh. Sorry, I'm saying it so like it's so simple. I know it's not simple, but ultimately, it's literally just a mental block. Any non-enjoyment you're having is a mental thing because enjoyment is arbitrary. So it's just the way you're thinking about sheet. Time. A drawing being a success or not should only be based on if you're creating out of curiosity, not fear. What do you think about when you draw? You need to tie your self-worth as an artist to something. So tie it to how you feel when you create, how you attack the canvas, how you get excited by mistakes, because it is an opportunity. Yeah, I think of it like tie it to how many mistakes you make every day, how many mistakes you correct, because that's what improvement is. Woo, these proportions are off. Wow, these are really off. What can I do? Back, scapula. This person's tilted, so I'm gonna do this. Well, this person's really tilted. Maybe, yeah, this is fixable. But Batty. Batty status achieved. All right. I've been working on perspective by drawing shapes, but I get stuck when drawing a person or figure from imagination. Do you have any tips? Start from the perspective of the boxes. Build out one step at a time. If you're struggling with the perspective, it's probably because you're making too big leaps between your perspective basics and your anatomy. And then your anatomy has nothing to attach to. You have to simplify into boxes and primitives so that you could slowly build detail until you can imagine that well enough that you can just like pull it out. These legs are way too long. Or this butt's too small. Hey, listen, there's no too small, too big. It's for my, no, all right, I'm gonna stop talking. I think proportionally, I don't know how to navigate this. It's just positioned in the wrong place. Draw your dream girl. How would she look? Should be have a shorter torso than this. I squint a lot when I draw. It's because I'm trying to not tunnel vision, but it maybe looks weird on camera. Alright, can you make a POV drawing video? POV drawing video is hard because you guys can't see my POV. Like I can record it, but it's not the same thing. It's different focal lengths. I originally made drawing girls now. All right. Let's zoom in here. Hello, sir. I don't want to miss your next live. I hope you don't either. I don't know when it's going to be, but... And now I'm here and realize they was telling truths. Anybody else, it seems. So smoke and mirrors with these. Can you tell us when we'll be next? I don't know. Can you draw a robot ninja from 5D perspective with a smirk on his face, mimicking that of Kabuto from Naruto with a very casual nonchalant pose, almost making it seem like he doesn't notice the camera? I don't know about all that. I wouldn't do robot ninja. I'd do Kabuto. Man, you and one pencil drawing have been such a huge resource. I've never heard of one pencil drawing. Hey, thank you, Tunacus. I gotta check out one pencil drawing. Okay. I could watch a movie tonight. I haven't. It's Good Friday tomorrow. You know. Very Good Friday indeed. I could watch a movie tonight. Maybe I'll order some food. Oh yeah. We're gonna go crazy wild tonight. Alright. Whatever. Keep drawing. It's nice. Drawing's fun. Low-key. Always, torsos are too long, bro. Your torso's too long, queen. What's going on? Oh, actually, that got better. Do you have a favorite drawing you've made? Let's see. In this sketchbook... Probably this one. That's from imagination, and I think that's a pretty great form. I learned something about hips in this drawing, so that might be it. Look at that piece. It's like you have the central volume, and then legs attach as triangular pieces, and then the cylinders attached to that attachment. That you have a bunch of volumes, so that's probably my favorite because I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Looking at the Tom Fox book that goes over structure I've also seen that he used egg-shaped rib cage rather than torso structure bars. You have the TFL and Sartorius kind of creating a triangle. I don't know about all that. TFL. I have no idea what that could be. Something fascia longe. Something fascia fascia latte. Tensor fascia latte. Bro, I know my. Yeah, I said it before the comment came in. I be knowing my anatomy. What do you mean? I remember it because it sounds like a really bad Starbucks order. Broken draw. Do you play any video games when you need to take a break from drawing? I had a Clash addiction for a bit. I will cook anybody in a mega draft, bro. Don't even. What muscle is posterior to the tensor fascia latae? I believe. Okay, so where's the tensor fascia? Let's see some anatomy school, guys. We have this muscle. We have the gluteus medius. We have the weird donut muscle. This could be the tensor fascia. No, the tensor fascia latae. Okay, let's see. So the sartorius is this weird thing that's on the side that connects to the acis. What is this muscle? And then there's a lot of muscles here. I think the tensor fascia latae has to be this long one. No, that's one of these is a vastus lateralis or something. There's a lot of random muscles here, guys. This could be the tensor fascia latae. No, it's one of these. I think it's this one. I think it's the donut one. I think it's the one that connects the trochanter with the pelvis. Let me know. The band is iliotibial band. Yes. I do know that because I thought my iliotibial band clicked, but it's really my psoas, my psoas. Psoas, just like my anatomy knowledge. Oh, this is gluteus medius. This is gluteus maximus. Which one's the tensor fascia latae? Is it this big one? Isn't that that's a quad? That's the iliotibial. This is the hamstring, right? It felt runs in front of the medius. Bro, I don't know what all that is. Is it this little muscle here? This one in between the... Oh, it's this one, isn't it? It's this weird one. It's the one that comes up when you lift your leg, right? It's the one that creates this weird thing. Right? This one, right? Is it this little muscle right here? The one that tenses when you raise your knee? Kinda. Damn, I'm still not on it, huh? Yeah. There we go. Low-key, we got a thick man's over here. Here you go. Boom. Boom. Damn. Oh, shoot. This guy's me the most jacked. Someone asked the perfect person. Here. This. Boom. Buddy. Damn, Loki. Loki lean beef patty looking ass. The TFL runs, but it goes to the trochanter to the side. Oh. Yeah, I'm lost. The TFL merges with the iliotibial band? Damn, I don't know about all that. Yeah, I didn't do too well in school. I mean, pretty sure I dropped out that semester. We were learning about the muscles. Boom. All right, guys. All that anatomy talk got my brain fried. I'm gonna get some food. I 0% understanding what you said. I'm cooked. I don't know what drawing. I don't know drawing is that deep. I didn't know drawing is that deep. No, it's anatomy. Anatomy stuff can get just bizarrely like confusing. But guys, we'll talk soon. So happy we got 70 viewers in the chat. You guys are legends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next stream. Appreciate you guys. Big tuna. Big tuna. I'm gonna be your Andy. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Have a good night.